Hello, the Wolf here. Welcome to the unboxing and first impressions of the Tecno Boom J7, latest iteration from Tecno Mobile. Off the cuff, my first impressions, we have the typical packaging for a smart device, the pleasing graphics for a feast of the eyes, and a nice feel to it. But let's see what's inside and find out whether it will be quite as nice. Let's peel this off. Let's do it quite carefully. You realize the box feels really light in my arms, in my hands. Yeah, you can see the text coming up, and the catchy phrase looks really beautiful. The graphics are interesting, the indented box, so you see some really nice musical notes on it. Basically, we have your 5.0 touchscreen with a 720 by 1080, 320 dpi. And for your music feature, you have your audio enhancer, which I believe Tecno was the main goal. That was the main goal, considering the name of it, of the phone itself. And for your hardware and process capabilities, you have your 1.3 GHz quad-core processor. You have your 16 gig ROM, 1 gig RAM. And for your camera, you have your 8.0 megapixel rear end camera, your 2.0 front end camera. Your battery is 20 milliamperes. Your micro SD slot, which I find interesting because there is no infitted micro SD, so you'll just have to go out there and get your micro SD expandable storage up to 32 gig. For your OS, you have your typical stock Android KitKat, and comes with 2 protective cases, which are free. And let's try to open this seal. Wow, this is a bit tough here. Oh, I think I'm going to enlist the help of my scissors. Wow, my fingers, I don't have any nails. Well, let's see if my scissors will help. Let's look here. Let's see. Well, this is taking quite a lot of time. Well, voila, there we have it. And let's see what's inside. Let's lift the box. I love that it's boom time, catchy phrase, it's amazing. And let's see what's inside the box. There, right at the back, you'll notice the screen markup of the phone. You see the protective casing. It's a real cool presentation itself. And let's get the phone out. There, it feels really light on my hands, although the screen markup was a tad too much for me. Let's try and look at the phone, trying to get some first impressions of it. Well, it looks really nice, seamless, nice edges. Well, the screen is 5.0. Rough around the edges, a bit rough around the edges, but it looks good. You have the soft top button edges, and you'll notice that they're very, very spaced out. Maybe to make space for the speakers, for the camera. And you notice it's an 8.0 megapixel camera. Let's look at the screen. Yeah, it's an LED 8.0 camera. So you basically see the typical branding and the curvy back. Let's remove the cellophane quite frankly, it was disturbing for me to look at it. And there you have it. You have the nice, soft, seamless screen, the 720 x 1020 display. It looks really nice. You have 1080. Yeah. You have the 720 by 1080 display. You have 320 dpi, nice edges, top edges to make room for the speaker. The docking port for your charger. You see the top space, which also has a lot of space for your audio jack and your earpiece, and probably for the camera itself. And basically your screen looks very smooth. You have your typical action buttons, your power on buttons, your volume rocker, and it feels really good by pressing the buttons. And basically this is the phone itself. It feels really nice. The real estate looks really quite interesting when I hold it in my arms. It's a good phone for you to go out with. That's basically the phone. There you have it. Let's lift this case up. And wow, there you have this really beautiful, interesting casing. Again, you see the musical theme coming out in the indentations, the text indentations. It feels really nice in the fingers, so not going to be quite disturbing during the when you hold it. The edges are quite interesting. They're very smooth around the edges. You'll feel the indentations, and basically it's a good protective casing for you. The blue, same thing here. Beautiful musical notes. You have a great feel and great color for those who like color. And there's nothing more we can say. But in my preference, I prefer the grey one. See what we have under here. Yeah, we have these two boxes here. Let's take box number 1. Let's look at. I'm trying to open this. Yeah, your typical documentation and your beautiful case. In the first impression looks like a diamond bag, but let's look at the warranty, your typical warranty guide, your typical bunch of stuff over there, and you see your Tecno Mobile guidebook. I wonder who reads guidebooks, but either way. Well, let's try and flip through this. Let's see what this paper says. Palm chat, you know, your typical, who uses Palm chat either way. And this is basically your typical documentation that would find in a smartphone. Yep. So let's try and look at something else. We have this really nice looking bag. I hope it's diamonds, but I'm hoping too much. So let's see what we can find inside here. Yes, there you have it. Some wonderful earphones. Rubber bandy headpieces. It's a nice color. And it's basically your regular earphone. So basically you have your typical and Tecno battery. Let's open this baby up. Opening, and voila. So there you have your QR code, your typical Tecno branding. It's Li-ion battery with 2020 milliamperes hour, which is quite a concern for me, considering that Tecno Mobile, I believe in its original intent for the device, was to help you or increase your ability to interact with content at a very increased and high rate. So with the 5.0 screen, inch display and HD capability, this might prove quite difficult. But on the other hand, some blogs say that the battery can last about 8 hours. But I think we'll have that in full detail once I do the review, and then we can have a full answer. That's basically the battery. So let's see what box number 2 has. There. Let's open this up. I wonder what surprises lay inside. Oh. Your charger and your typical data cable. Typical for you Tecno devices. All in all, I think my first impressions are in general quite good about the phone. It's a great phone, and I suppose Tecno Mobile wants you to enjoy super sound and great smart device operations. So basically that's the Tecno Boom J7. There's much that I can say, but I will say much about it in my review. Stay tuned to it, and hit us a like if you like the video, and see you next time. This is Stefan Wolf.